Hello, my name is Audreyanna Ellison. In honor of October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I have written a poem titled, What Breast Cancer Means to Me. Breast cancer means sitting on my bed and brushing my mother's hair as usual, then having a clump fall out in my hand. I was 9. She was 36. It meant seeing the look on her face, one of worry, brows furrowed. Yet she stayed so calm as she took the hair clump out of my hand and gathered the hair on her head in a low ponytail to hide the patch where that clump should have been. Mom is sick, but don't worry, I'm taking medicine to make me better, and the medicine makes me lose some of my hair. Breast cancer meant my sister and I having to go back to school after being homeschooled for the previous year. Breast cancer meant watching my parents' already failing marriage finally crumble to ashes, leaving only anger that exploded all around us like a long-sleeping volcano that had been just waiting to erupt. Breast cancer meant I got a front-row seat to the show orchestrated by these cancer cells that would ultimately destroy my mother's warm, safe, loving body, the body that I came from. It meant watching the medicine that was supposed to make her better slowly deteriorate as it tried to do the same to the cancer. Breast cancer meant people brought us a lot of weird food. They were trying to help, but I was ashamed. We shouldn't need this charity, I screamed in my head. I was angry. My mother shouldn't be sick. Breast cancer meant that while everyone in my family prayed and sang hymns, I slowly stopped wanting to go to church. I focused that anger at God. God deserved my anger. My mom didn't deserve the cancer that he had allowed. Breast cancer meant being too embarrassed to go out with my mother in public because people would stare and take pity. I became a child of this disease because when people looked at my mother, it seemed like it was all they could see. Breast cancer meant I saw my mother fighting like a badass and then finally being free of her pain when she took her last labored breath, 3 days before she would have turned 40. I was 12. Breast cancer meant I desperately tried to cling to the idea of God, the idea of heaven, because if I didn't get into heaven, if it existed, then I'd be apart from my mother forever. Who cares about the threat of eternal fire and damnation? Breast cancer meant uprooting my life to move in with my father a half an hour away. Breast cancer meant me trying to hide the fact that my mom had passed away when I moved because I didn't want to be known as the girl with the dead mom. Breast cancer means every Mother's Day is excruciating. Breast cancer means living with the notion that one day I may be older than my mom ever lived to be. Breast cancer means that when I had turned 24, my mother had been dead for half of my life. Breast cancer means that there is a very real possibility that I will end up with the same disease that killed my mother. At 27, it means going for mammograms, ultrasounds, and MRIs once every 6 months. It means having had 2 biopsies and 1 lumpectomy of a thankfully non-cancerous tumor. Breast cancer means having my stomach drop every time I even feel a slight lump in the tits that could one day betray my body and kill me. Breast cancer means all of these things to me, and so much more. But you know what I mean to breast cancer? I mean business. I will not let this disease win. I will be vigilant. I will be strong. And to breast cancer, I have one thing to say. Go fuck yourself.